Tony Stark didn't end the war with the snap. In Marvel Comics, that moment usually means the real war is about to begin. Because whenever Iron Man is removed from the board, something worse replaces him. And history says it's never a hero. What most people miss is what silence means in Marvel stories. When the battlefield goes quiet, it isn't peace. It's a vacancy. Because Iron Man was never just a weapon. He was the mind that anticipated the next disaster before anyone else believed it existed. And when that kind of mind disappears, the universe doesn't heal. It destabilizes. This video isn't about grief. It's about succession. We're going to break down why Iron Man's removal has never ended conflict in the comics, why it creates a power vacuum no Avenger can fill, and why history shows that when Stark leaves the board, something far colder steps forward to claim what he proved was possible. Before we go any further, answer this in the comments right now. Do you think Tony's sacrifice saved the future or exposed it? Drop your answer, then keep watching. Because once you see what always follows an Iron Man ending, Endgame stops feeling like a victory at all. In Avengers Endgame, Tony Stark's death is framed as the ultimate conclusion. Thanos is gone. The battlefield is quiet. The universe exhales for the first time in years. Heroes mourn, not just a man, but the idea that his sacrifice closed the book on chaos. The film wants the audience to believe this is the end of a long nightmare. But Marvel Comics have never worked like that. In the comics, endings are illusions. They are pauses, not conclusions. Tony's removal from the board has never brought peace. It creates a vacuum. And vacuums attract monsters. When the smartest man in the room disappears, the universe does not become safer. It becomes vulnerable. Power structures shift. Safeguards fail quietly. Threats that were being held back by preparation and foresight suddenly find space to grow. Comics repeatedly show that when Iron Man is gone, the world does not heal. It destabilizes. Endgame feels like a full stop, but comic logic says it is a comma. Something worse always follows silence. Marvel Comics already showed us exactly what happens when Tony Stark is removed. After Civil War II, Tony is effectively gone. He is alive, but inactive. A coma. A symbol without a voice. The world loses Iron Man as a functioning presence, and instead of stability, everything gets stranger. Power vacuums do not stay empty for long. Dr. Doom steps in, not through invasion, but replacement. In infamous Iron Man, Victor Von Doom literally becomes Iron Man. He wears the armor, he takes the role, he claims the responsibility. This is not subtle symbolism. This is Marvel making a clear statement. When Stark disappears, someone else claims his legacy. And that someone is never a traditional hero. Doom does not do this to mock Tony. He does it because Stark proved that intellect is power equal to God's. Doom stepping into Iron Man's role is Marvel saying that ideas do not die with their creators. They get inherited, twisted, and repurposed. Endgame removes Tony completely. Comics tell us that removal never ends the story. It starts the next conflict. Tony's sacrifice in Endgame does something far more dangerous than killing Thanos. It proves uncomfortable truths. Reality can be rewritten. Time can be manipulated. One man can decide the fate of existence and be celebrated for it. That realization is catastrophic. In the comics, this exact awareness is what leads to secret wars. The multiverse does not collapse because villains are evil. It collapses because heroes interfere too much. They bend rules repeatedly, believing intention excuses consequence. Tony's snap is the ultimate example. He does not just save everyone. He demonstrates that existence itself is editable. That is not hope. That is a warning. When the universe starts dying in the comics, Dr. Doom does not launch attacks. He does not scream conquest. He takes over because he understands that once rules are breakable, someone will enforce new ones. Tony proves the system can be overridden. Doom simply believes it should be controlled permanently rather than used emotionally in moments of desperation. From Doom's point of view, Tony Stark is not a hero. He is proof. Proof that one human mind can rival gods without magic or divine origin. Tony built armor that fought Celestials, Infinity Stones, and threats that reshaped reality itself. Doom sees that achievement and understands its implication instantly. If Stark can reach that level through intelligence alone, then limits are artificial. Doom does not look at Tony with hatred. He looks with recognition, respect, the way a ruler studies another ruler. In the comics, Doom and Tony are mirrors. Both believe the world is flawed. Both believe intellect is the solution. The difference is restraint. Tony still believes in choice and sacrifice. Doom believes in control. That is why Tony's death is not a relief for Doom. It is an invitation. The last moral barrier disappears. The universe has already accepted one man deciding everything. Doom simply believes he would do it better and without regret. Ends a physical war. Armies retreat, weapons fall silent, but Tony's sacrifice starts an ideological war that never truly ends. The universe now knows ultimate power is achievable. Sacrifice can justify absolute decisions. Heroes can choose who lives and who dies on a universal scale. That idea is more dangerous than any villain. This is the exact philosophy Doom uses in Secret Wars. Doom does not destroy existence for pleasure. He rebuilds it because he believes someone must decide how reality should function. Order over chaos. Stability over freedom. Tony's snap validates that belief. The difference is perception. Tony is mourned because his choice aligns with hope. Doom would argue alignment does not matter. Outcome does. Once the universe accepts that existence can be edited, the argument shifts from whether it should happen to who deserves the authority to do it. Tony Stark was never just muscle or funding. He was the futurist, the failsafe builder, the man planning for threats no one else could even imagine yet. In the comics, Tony's greatest power is anticipation. When he is gone, that foresight vanishes with him. Heroes react instead of prepare. They become defenders instead of architects. That is when Doom thrives. Doom does not rise when heroes are united and confident. He rises when they are grieving, divided, and improvising. Endgame removes the Avengers' smartest long-term thinker permanently. No one truly replaces that role. Shuri is brilliant but inexperienced. Banner is cautious. Strange is bound by rules. Doom is none of those things. He plans for failure as the default state. Tony's death weakens the Avengers not emotionally but strategically. And strategy decides the future. Here's the part that hurts the most. Tony Stark never believed his death would end all wars. In the comics, Tony constantly talks about what comes next. Fail-safes, contingencies, protocols that trigger after he is gone. He never trusts peace to last, which means Tony may have known his sacrifice would save today, but make tomorrow worse. He understood that removing himself from the board would destabilize the system he helped hold together, and he still did it. Because that is who Tony is. He chooses the immediate good, even if it invites future danger. And that silence he leaves behind is exactly where someone like Doom thrives. Not in chaos, in the quiet after victory. So if Tony Stark's death wasn't an ending, then what we just watched was a handoff. Not from hero to hero, from foresight to ambition. Because when the smartest man leaves the board, the game doesn't stop. It changes players. Now answer this honestly in the comments. Was Tony's sacrifice the last act of heroism? Or the moment the universe became vulnerable? Drop your take. One sentence. No overthinking. And subscribe. Not for endings, but for what Marvel never explains after the credits roll. Because the next video isn't about who replaces Iron Man. It's about who's been preparing to replace the world. Stick around. In Marvel history, the silence after Stark is always the loudest warning.